sounds like there might be some air in the system.
Well, that's what I was thinking, but usually air in the system, it will like kind of have a jerky movement.
Yeah, it
and
can.
it does it smooth opening and smooth going down. And like it'll go all the way closed, but then when I come back, it's like
Gentlemen,
somebody opened that.
slide that down to you.
It just naturally swings.
All right, so I'm gonna review the email you sent me with that troubleshooting, and then
Yeah,
I'll,
if you need me to send it again, just let me know.
I've got it. Yeah, I'll get it.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll go sit next to you so you can see the names.
And what was your name?
Gene.
Jeez, okay.
I'm alive. I'm here.
George, how you doing? Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, I know, we didn't have quorum last time. I was out. My wife had COVID and I got it right behind her. It's like,
I was exposed to it, but my vaccine will still be working.
well, you know, and this time, I had it bad the first time, a couple years ago. This time, it was like a couple, 3 days and really wasn't that bad. So I think, once you've had it once, and you take the vaccine, it's probably less.
Well, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to the meeting of the Citrus County Aviation Advisory Board, calling to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call, please. George McDonald, present. Let's go down the line.
Gene Davis, present.
Charlie Carr, present.
Mark Klingel, present.
Okay, very good. Next on the agenda, approval of minutes from our last meeting of June 6th. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. We're now open at this time to any members of the audience or public that would like to address the board or in the county. If anybody has anything would like to address, we're open to such input. Okay. Well, hearing none, then we'll move on to new business. This is an issue that came up last meeting. We weren't able to have a quorum, and as a consequence, the Citrus County Board of County Commissioners will likely declare one seat vacant, and at that point, they will then seek to find a replacement for that seat. This stems from our bylaws, and it comes from Section 5, Article 5, Section 10. Board members shall notify the recording secretary at least 48 hours in advance. If they will not be present at any regular or special meeting, the recording secretary shall immediately notify the affected staff for the absence. If a member misses 2 consecutive meetings without good cause for their absence, their seat on the board shall be declared vacant, and the county staff shall notify the Board of County Commission of the vacancy. So this isn't an action that we as a board take, but we've had several absences without notice or cause from Mr. Michaels, who personally will miss dearly. He has been a valued member of this board, but at this point, it's more or less automatic. This matter will be taken up before the Board of County Commissioners, and they are I expect will declare his seat vacant, and when they do, they'll look for a replacement. Anything else, Todd, on that matter?
I think that was said.
Okay, very good. Any other comments from any other board members on this matter? Very good, okay. Then in that case, we'll proceed on to further new business. Crystal River Vault and Generator.
Yep, the vault and generator work authorization was approved recently, at the last board meeting. So we'll be working, getting that PO and getting that project started.
Excellent, okay. Next item of new business, Crystal River FBO fence.
Yes, it's actually done. If you haven't seen it yet, at Crystal River, close to the FBO, we replaced that black fence with a white vinyl fence. Looks a lot better, so stop by, take a look.
Okay, very good. Moving then on, next item of new business, we have Inverness pedestrian and main vehicle gates.
There's about 4 pedestrian gates at Inverness that need repair, and that's underway right now. More to follow.
Okay, very well. Any comment? Okay, very well then. All right, next item then, proposed fiscal year 25 budget.
We were going to talk about this, I believe, in, was it July? Okay. I'll give it to the board if you have any questions with the budget that's been presented to you.
Oh, okay, here we go.
I have one question, and that is, has everything that was canceled for 2024 been done, or work orders in there? I mean, the seal, hangar 2, those are, I see that you have status on those. But is everything that was scheduled to be done or under work order?
No. There's been a few projects that have taken away from those. I plan on recalibrating for next fiscal year and getting those marked, like sealing the roof and things like that. Unfortunately, no. But we're gonna have to move forward for next year and plan for it better.
So those are being rolled over into 25?
Potentially, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. If no further comment, then we'll move on to some issues for old business. Power lines on West Penn Street.
We have a new agreement with Duke. That is going to be to the board September 10th, once we get their approval, just like it was for Crystal River. Once we have that signed, and we can move forward with getting those marker balls placed on those power lines
Okay.
south of Venable.
Just some recent dealings with Duke Energy on a different matter. Have they been very cooperative in working with you on this?
Yes.
Good, excellent, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, moving on. Crystal River Runway 9 GPS approach.
Charlie's favorite.
It's fixed.
I wish. Again, as there is no GPS approaches, I'm still waiting on the grant from FAA to perform an AGIS, which is Aircraft Ground Information System survey. When the grant is approved, this process could take a while. Just getting a plane out there to do their aerial photos, it can take some time, upwards to 18 months. But
Magically, it got fixed.
say again.
Magically, the GPS approach for runway 9 is now authorized. The only thing that's not authorized is the lower minimums, the
Okay.
so-called LP minimums. And that's a no, never mind. They went from 380 up to 420,
Okay.
all of 40 feet. So as of right now, that approach is usable, and it's in good, as far as I know, it's okay.
Okay. I'm gonna look into this.
I was surprised too when air traffic control cleared me for the thing. I said, you can't do that.
Okay. I will look into that. Thank you for the update.
Thank you. All right. Moving on, bylaws, earlier I was quoting from our 2022 bylaws. There have been some amendments, and then these were being reviewed, approved by the Board of County Commissioners.
I'm sorry, I was writing, taking a note.
I was
What
going
was
to
it?
talk
I'm
about
sorry.
the bylaws for the Aviation Board.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's the next topic. Yeah, that was approved a couple days ago.
Oh, okay, very good.
When I get the signed copy and all that stuff.
You'll distribute them?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, excellent. Moving right along, hangars. We've got the report here. Do you want to review those?
Yeah, it's cut and dry. As you can see, there's no vacancies, and we have a healthy waiting list. More to follow.
Okay, very good. Board of County Commissioner updates. I believe that last, the bylaws is the last issue I'm aware of.
That's it.
Okay, very well, all right. Todd, we're gonna go back to you with major project status reports. Crystal River Runway 927 extension.
Still no new updates on that. I'm talking with my boss, and we're trying to figure out a game plan to get moving. More to follow.
Okay. Crystal River fuel tanks replacement.
We just had our pre-bid on Monday, and so that project is it's getting started.
Excellent, okay. Inverness airspace study obstruction removal.
This project is going to be, it's really going to be on hold until we, when we go through our master plan, this is going to get addressed. So you're going to see this off of our agenda, but it's not, I have nothing to pass yet. It's going to be a while until we can address these obstructions off airport. More to follow on that.
Okay, very well. I haven't been out there in a while, but how's Inverness Business Park, next item?
We're almost done. Just working on this punch list. I'm hoping once this project is done, we can get the final inspection and close this project out.
Good, do we have any proposed new tenants for the business park? You're
No.
aware of?
No, but that is in discussion on how to navigate through that, yes.
Okay, very well. Inverness corporate hangar.
Let's see here. All right, pre-design kickoff was July 11th. So we're not up to 30% design yet, but the project is underway. It's looking good so far. It's fun.
All right, excellent. Okay, and then Inverness master plan, we touched on that briefly with the airspace obstruction removal.
Correct, and but we're still waiting on FAA's approval of that grant. So I'm hoping to see, there's a lot of FAA grants, or a couple of them out there, and as soon as I can get their approval, which I'm hoping by the end of August,
Okay,
we'll have that. So maybe next meeting I'll have better news.
excellent, okay. Airport signage and landscaping, I believe that pertains to both airports.
It does. No new updates right now. Yeah, more to follow.
Okay. Let's see, minor project status reports. You're on again, sir. Inverness, the AWAS replacement.
No new updates.
Okay, what's the current status of that?
There's a FAA grant that's being reviewed.
Okay, and that's another one of those that we expect hopefully by the end of August, maybe?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Inverness replaced deck and ramp.
all right, we finally have, ramp has been constructed. It is usable, and what a difference. And we're just waiting on one part, so that it can actually be affixed to the concrete. We're waiting on these anchors to come in. It never came with the kit,
Okay.
but we're working on that, so hopefully this will be turned around quickly.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Crystal River, clean and paint shade hanger number 2.
Yeah, both the shade hanger, the corporate hanger, like I mentioned before, Mark, we're gonna have to readdress this at another time, and if I can get these to be rolled over, great, but there's nothing, no updates to pass right now.
Okay, very well. Crystal River Clean and Paint Corporate Hangar, seal roof.
No new updates.
The current status of that, I'm trying to recall what that was.
It falls in line with the shade hanger getting painted. It was a project that was identified, but we're gonna have to roll it over or readdress this for another time.
Okay, so we're thinking 2025?
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Crystal River, replace awning.
Waiting on a schedule, but we should be starting that soon as well. I'll have
Okay.
more information, hopefully next meeting.
Oh, okay, and then this one, hangar locks and keys. What's that all about?
Yeah, still no update. I've been contacting this company a couple times, at least once a week, and just trying to get a schedule out of them. They seem to be pretty busy. Keep giving you guys the same answer, but
Okay.
yep. I keep shaking the tree.
All right, very well, sir. Our next item on our agenda is any presentations. Before I jump into that, members of the board, I've been kind of plowing through all these items very quickly. Was there any comments, questions, reservations, observations from any of you all on any of the stuff?
Just the 25, what's gonna have to be rolled over and what we're gonna do, and that, Todd just mentioned that. Because, or do these projects even have to be done? That's the question.
Yes.
Okay, then
Yeah.
we need to figure out how it's gonna schedule or
Yes.
what's gonna be done, okay?
Okay. Well, continuing on, I don't believe we have any presentations for today. Very well.
No.
And then I don't see Joe here, so I suppose we don't have any tower updates?
Nothing new to note.
Okay, very good. We have an item here for airport security. I'm not sure what that pertains to,
Nothing new to report.
other than, okay.
Yeah.
Our next item is, this is for us, is there anything that we, as a board, wish to communicate directly to the Board of County Commissioners on any of these items or other items of concern? Anybody have any issues they wish to have Todd communicate to the board or otherwise? Okay, hearing none, this is the second opportunity in the meeting for members of the public that if they have any issues, concerns, or observations or anything they wish to address, they're more than welcome to come to the podium and do so. If you could, we know who you are, but for the record, state name, et cetera.
Andy Chan, Right Rudder Aviation. Just want to say thank you for the ramp. I know it wasn't your fault, but it took 2 years and 1 month to get an unsafe and dangerous ramp replaced. So we really appreciate that, and I know it took a lot of doing, so thank you so much for doing that.
Absolutely.
Also, just some other notes. I attended AirVenture on behalf of SAFE, the Society of Aviation and Flight Educators, a couple weeks back. Great air show, a lot of neat things happening in aviation. Next week, I'm going to DC on behalf of the GAJSC, which is the FA Joint Safety Committee. So hope to have some really good updates to bring back to you. Basically, aviation safety throughout general aviation has been on a increasingly safer trend over the last 5 years. And I've done a lot of work personally on behalf of SAFE at the GAJSC to ensure that that happens. So you might have noticed Charlie, you might have noticed CFI, ACS changed, for example. That's some of the work that we do in addition to the revisions to the airplane flying handbook and the instructor's handbook and things like that. So lots of fun things happening there that we're taking part of as well. Just want to give you a quick update, but thank you so much for the ramp. Really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much for that, appreciate that. Is there anyone else that has any issues, concerns, observations, et cetera, they'd like to, yes, sir, please come forward and state your name and.
My name is Russ Hackett. George might know me. I don't think I know any of the other board members, but I was on the board back around 2007. At that time, we had an instance of someone trying to extend the tower. That's the transmission tower at the church, the Catholic church. I think they wanted to add 25 feet to it. At that time, we had a land development code, and the 25 feet didn't allow them to do it. A big to-do came about. This was Charlie Dean's son that owns that piece. And Charlie Dean, of course, got on the act right away, as did Clark Stillwell and Judge Thomas. And I think that's about all I can remember. I'm pushing 92 years old and I don't remember very well. Anyway, it turns out that the city owns that property. And they said the land development code didn't cover them. They could do anything they wanted. And the lawyer and Clark, I think, probably got involved, presented the evidence. The Aviation Advisory Board wrote a letter to the commissioners telling them of our concern for these towers that are there. The Seco Tower was there, but this other one, the other 25 feet, we thought was an encroachment and opened the door for further development in that area. And so we wrote a letter to the board signifying that, and we never got any answer. There were two women on the board at the time. I don't remember their names. Anyway, we were basically ignored. And on the day that we sent the letter, or they received the letter, the very next day I had occasion to go out to do some shopping. And I came back and I drove past the church tower, and there's this huge crane there with a 25-foot segment, all extended, ready to plunk. This was in the morning, ready to plunk this thing on. Well, they plunked it on, and then we went to the city and said, why did you do this? And they said, well, you don't own that property. And so the whole project got dumped. And I think it was 2 meetings or 3 meetings ago, I mentioned to you, I guess it was, we talked about this new tower that they put up with, it looks like an umbrella on the top.
Okay.
And it's right in line with the church tower and the Seco Tower, and then they got this tower. I don't think there's any more than 75 feet between any of them. And I don't fly anymore. I can't pass physicals and I can't hear, and so I don't fly that much, but I did build my RV-7 and flew it for a while. And every time I made an approach to runway 19, I said, damn, those towers, if somebody doesn't turn fast enough and goes through the approach line, they're going to go into those towers. And anyway, that's the way it ended. And when I heard about this new tower going up and saw it going up, I asked this gentleman to look into it and see what could be done about it. And these people are looking for places to put these towers. And if we're not cautious and pursue an avenue that cuts them off somehow, Inverness Airport's going to be a hazard. And that's the end of my statement.
Okay, well, thank you for expressing those concerns. I think I came on to the board not too long after that business with the church. So it was 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. But just so that you know, there's more of a process these days. Any tower applications that are made to the county actually get routed to us. And it's an agenda item, something we look at every meeting. This case, in this particular meeting, we had no new applications or anything for us to look at. But I think if you want to talk about that a little more, Todd, as far as what the current process is for reviewing these tower applications, and
I'm unsure, but I can look into this.
I see. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, we used to have Herschel.
I do know that, yeah. I've
Right.
talked with him.
And I thought that was valuable, but also I did bring up that the original Seco Tower was approved with a high visibility paint scheme, and that was a requirement, and that has since faded. And I brought that up a couple of meetings ago. I don't know what this board can do about that, but it is faded and it lost its high visibility paint. And no effort has been made by Seco to replace that to enhance aviation safety. In fact, they've failed and degraded aviation safety by not replacing the high visibility paint and not maintaining their tower appropriately, in my opinion. The new tower has no such paint, is just blank. They do both have lights, but they are right on the approach path of that runway. There's no question about that. Yes, in theory, they should be not where those towers are, and they should be higher, but we all know that pilots don't do exactly what they're supposed to do either. So maybe that tower could be repainted. I think it should be Seco's responsibility to repaint that to high visibility because it's all faded. And you guys can go look at it and see that.
Well, that's a building permit, I presume that's a building permit compliance issue then, if that was a condition of their building permit to maintain.
I'm definitely going to be looking into this,
Okay,
because if anybody's spoken into the airspace, I want to know about it.
I sit on the city council member, so I'm gonna, this is the first time I've heard this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna research that with our city manager and our land planner, find out jurisdictionally wise, the problem is Inverness is their own entity there. They don't have to address and answer to the county doesn't answer to us. So therefore, I think when something's going through, the county may not see it because it's all directed within the city limits and our city staff. I'll find out, and next time we have our meeting, I can bring you up to speed about these towers. I want to find out.
Thank you, Gene.
all right, well, thank you for that input. And if we could revisit this issue of the paint on the tower, maybe next meeting, just to get an update as to where that's at, I think that would be appropriate in the interest of safety. Is there anyone else that has any comments they would like to address to the board? Okay, hearing none, our next meeting is Thursday, September 12th, at 2 p.m. here. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Thank you all for coming.